Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now you join me in another part of the field where I normally make my videos because it's brutally hot today and I'm just trying to stay out of direct sunlight for a moment. And I thought I'd use the opportunity of a lovely warm afternoon to have something of a chat with you and answer a question which has been posed by one of our viewers. And I've got it written down here. And where is it? Here we go. So it's a question on Sprezzatura, that sort of concept which has been quite dominant in men's style for a number of years. And Joshua, who hails from Montreal in Canada, has posed this question. So thanks for writing in, Joshua. I have visited Montreal a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I spent a very happy New Year skiing in Mont Tremblant. And I flew into Montreal, spent a few days there. What a cold place. That's my abiding memory. Very cool, very trendy place, but my God, was it cold. Anyway, his question is, greetings from the colonies. I recently purchased and enjoy a new Barber jacket. And as I was outside walking the other day, I noticed I'd neglected to fasten one of the outside pockets. Like you, I was taught British military protocol when I was a cadet as a teenager. And I remember the reprimand I would have got if I'd been outside and one of my pockets wasn't fastened. At the same time, our online subculture of intentionally well-dressed men seemed to favour the nonchalance of so-called Sprezzatura. I am curious to hear your thoughts on the matter. I return your salute. Well, Joshua, especially for you, a salute quite early on in the video. So, Sprezzatura, that is a topic, isn't it? And it is indeed one which I've pondered for quite some time, because as somebody who believes in being an intentionally well-dressed man and have read many publications on that topic and been a scholar of that theme for a few decades now. Of course, I'm in my 50s, so I've been on a learning journey my entire adult life. Sprezzatura is something which keeps coming up again and again. And I've always sort of kind of distanced myself from it because I don't feel a natural connection with the concept of, trying to look as if you don't give a damn about the way you dress. In essence, being an intentionally well-dressed man would suggest that you do give a damn about the way you dress. But we are open to evolution as modern men. So I'm always open to learn more and discover more about any topic. And when it comes to Sprezzatura, like many habits that men have in their style or their demeanour or their etiquette, I think it's important to look back to find where it originated. Where did it come from? Because if you understand that, you understand perhaps how it may have, come across into modern living. And perhaps with a greater knowledge, we can employ it. So Sprezzatura, and I will refer to my notes because I looked it up in advance. Sprezzatura comes from the writings of a Renaissance man by the name of Baldassare Castiglione, who published a book called The Book of the Courtier in 1528, so a very long time ago. And in that book, he defines the term Sprezzatura for the first time that we can determine in modern writing. And in that book, he defines its meaning as uncontrived and effortless. Of course, these days, Sprezzatura is often referred to as a sense of nonchalance in the way that you dress. And I think it has been on something of a journey of misinterpretation by modern men, because they've come to believe that Sprezzatura means, as I've said, dressing like you don't give a damn, dressing in a natural or uncomplicated manner, dressing as if you don't care. And I don't know, that doesn't seem to sit very naturally for me in the way that I try to dress. And in fact, when I look at people who are blatantly trying to give across an image of Sprezzatura, it looks to me as if they are simply trying too hard to look cool, fashionable, and that term, nonchalant, as it's often come to be said with the term sprezzatura. So I really find it difficult to bring it across into my own attire. However, that said, I understand that, if we are intentionally well-dressed men of a quite conservative cut, you will generally look very similar to other people. And I think sprezzatura is an attempt by individuals to make themselves look more customized in their look, to try and step apart from the herd of other corporate men who are all wearing charcoal grey or navy blue suits, white shirts, club ties, and black wingtip brogues, or black black cap-toe Oxfords, which of course is the corporate uniform of the modern man. However, I think you don't need to go full sprezzatura and do the things that, these sprezzy guys do, such as wearing, outlandish colours which don't marry together very well. Wearing your trousers, with the break of your trouser right up halfway up the calf, so that the entire ankle, sock and shoe can be seen. Or wearing, your wristwatch over the cuff of your jumper or your jacket. It just, to me, looks as if people are trying too hard. But you don't have to do that. And in my daily life, perhaps I do employ a little bit of sprezzatura. But for me, it's something as simple as wearing a pocket square. Now, for me, a pocket square can be worn in many different ways. All right, if you wear a pocket square, just a simple white pocket square with the simple, just a half an inch or so showing above the pocket in the presidential fold, as they call it. For me, that is the corporate, pocket square. It is as simple as it can be, and it's worn in a way to fit in with the corporate uniform. My little bit of sprezzatura is to wear my pocket square in what I've come to call over the years the chaos fold. I simply stuff it in the pocket, and it's a puff, isn't it? It's the puff fold, as it's called, but I call it the chaos fold because I give it little effort, and it breaks the symmetry of my clothing. And that is really what sprezzatura, I think, is about. It's about breaking the symmetry. So the pocket square, worn in a simple puff fashion, as I am now, just breaks the symmetry. It breaks everything on your clothing being, a straight line or a cut line. And it really works. In point of fact, the reality is, it's not just nonchalance, because my pocket square is contained within a pocket square holder. So that puff look is carefully tailored to look that way. So am I going against the principles of sprezzatura? I guess I am, in a way. It's not entirely natural. It's not uncontrived, but it is serving the purpose that I seek, to break symmetry, which is, in effect, sprezzatura. If you want to go a little bit smaller, the way that you wear your tie. Now, personally, I use 2 tie knots as a matter of course. I either wear a half Windsor knot or a 4-in-hand. I tend to choose my knot dependent on the tie, the texture and the material that the tie is made of. If it's of a fine silk, I tend to wear my tie knot in a half Windsor, because it provides a perfectly symmetrical knot, and it's good for quite slim ties of thin material. My 4-in-hand tie, though, is asymmetrical. It is not the perfect fit for my collar sometimes, and the asymmetry, the non-symmetrical look of the 4-in-hand knot, in a way, is again a little element of sprezzatura creeping into your clothing. If you're a braver man, you can employ it in your clothing by wearing perhaps a slightly brightly coloured sock, which is just visible, perhaps when you cross your legs, if you're sat down, or as you stride along, as the trouser rides up, the little merest flash of your sock may be visible. In a way, that is sprezzatura. But for me, that is as far as I am prepared to go, because, well, perhaps I am a very conservative dresser. It's just the way that I choose to present myself to the world. Because I think when it comes to sprezzatura, you walk a fine line. A fine line between looking like a well-dressed man who's employed a few flashes of individuality, or looking like a chap who's eccentric and clown-like in his appearance, because you've stepped so far away from the accepted norms that you look, well, I hate to use the term, but like a clown. You are drawing the spectacle of everybody who's around you, and then it's detracting from the fact that you've made so much effort to make yourself stand out from the crowd. It's actually depicting you in a negative light. But the beauty of Sprezzatura, it's all about the demonstration of your individuality. So you can employ as much, as little, or none at all. Make your own choice. There's no wrong answer. Remember, men's style is about what makes you feel good and makes you feel comfortable. So there we go, Joshua. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation we've had really about Sprezzatura and what I think of it in my daily dressing regimes as a plane goes over. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget, give us a thumbs up. It helps to let me know you've enjoyed the content. If you'd like to see more content like this, well, send me a question. And if possible, I will make it into a video response. If you want to follow all our videos, click the red button, come on the journey as a subscriber. And don't forget, you can practically support the channel by buying me a coffee if you'd like. If you go to the show notes below, you'll find a link to our Buy Me a Coffee page, or you can even click that super thanks button down there alongside the thumbs up button. Either way, it's great to hear from you. So, until the next time, employ as much or as little Sprezzatura in your style as you think may be appropriate, but walk the tightrope carefully. If you fall one way or the other, well, let's see what happens. Until the next time, take care of yourselves.